by the end of this video, you are going to realise and you are going to take action on never skipping legs ever again. And you may think, I don't have that verbal power to do that. Just sit back, relax, and I'm going to hold you accountable, and I'm going to go through 5 different reasons why you shouldn't be skipping legs, and you're going to come to the realization of how training legs is actually important and how it doesn't actually help your solely your physical development. It also helps your mental development, and training legs can, though the benefits that come from training legs can transfer into other aspects of life. Therefore, you can improve your life. And you may think I'm chatting was, and you may think I'm waffling, but I'm seriously not waffling, and you just got to sit back and let me explain. So I'm going to go through my past experiences, and as I said, the 5 reasons why you shouldn't be skipping legs. I'm going to hold you accountable. And before we get into this video, I'm just going to briefly introduce myself to you guys if you don't know me already. So my name is Ryan. I'm a 19-year-old from the UK, and I've undergone a physical and mental transformation over the past 3 years. And I've gone from 51 kg in 2021 to currently weighing 70 kilos in 2024. But I was 75 kg at peak bulk. So I've gained 24 kilos of muscle in this time. And I'm on a mission to help and inspire skinny young men sculpt their physiques who have previously struggled with weight gain. And I'm working on something absolutely huge right now, and you're going to see an announcement for it on my YouTube channel in the next few weeks. So if you want to stay around for that, then drop a subscription. I would highly appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get into this video. This is a really common mistake that people make, and if you're a beginner and if you're a skinny young man who is currently skipping legs, you're not alone, and this is a really common mistake because, as we all know, legs are the most painful thing to train by far, and we don't want to put ourselves through that pain and that discomfort at the start. But you're slowly going to learn that putting yourself through that pain and discomfort is what's going to make you grow physically and mentally the most. So it is so important that you identify that this is a huge mistake, and you're going to get ahead of so many people. And as I said, don't worry about it because you're not the only one making this mistake. Personally, I did make this mistake too. I was training legs, right, but I was skipping them a lot, and the intensity was horrible, and the majority of the time I was leaving my sessions halfway through. And another thing was, so around 11 months into my my gym journey, right, I was, as I said, I was training legs, but I was leaving halfway through, low intensity, and or skipping them, right. And then I was playing football, and I tore them a meniscus in my knee, and the story's so long to explain, but I tore my meniscus in my knee, and I had to have surgery on it, so I couldn't train my legs properly for another 4 months. So from, I would say, a year and a few months into my gym journey, I didn't start training legs properly. And I had one gym session with my cousin, actually, that just completely changed my whole perspective on training and training hard, because he made me sick in the warm-up. Okay? So, yeah, it just really put things into perspective of how important leg training is and how important it is to, find your physical, mental limits and just push yourself beyond them. So, without further ado, I'm going to get into 5 reasons why you shouldn't skip legs, and I'm going to hold you down the other side of the camera accountable, mate. So, the first reason why you shouldn't be skipping legs is because you're going to end up having an imbalanced physique. And this basically means that you're going to be disproportionate. Muscles are going to be smaller than others, and it's just it won't be symmetrical, and it won't be proportionate, and it's going to look very awkward and unaesthetic and displeasing to many. Unappealing to many, right? So, for example, if you skip legs, you may have a godly upper body, right? You may have the best biceps, you may have an amazingly aesthetic chest, you may have a Dorito back, but you're going to have twig legs, right? You're going to have legs that look unaesthetic and unappealing and disproportionate with your upper body, so it's going to look stupid, right? And trust me, you do not want to have this, right? When I, as I said, probably a year and 4 months into my gym journey, just before I started, and I was able to actually train legs again, right? I had a very disproportionate physique because through the surgery and through me not training legs for 3 months on end, right? The leg muscles in my leg just completely went, right? And it wasn't so disproportionate because, as I said, I was only around a year and a few months into my gym journey, so it wasn't like I've got the muscle I have now and I had no leg muscles, but I was very disproportionate, and it did make me a little bit insecure, right? I remember I didn't wear shorts for a while, and I just didn't want to show off my legs because I had zero muscle, and I had muscle imbalance in my legs as well, which was really bad because obviously the one in the cast can't do as much as the one that's not in the cast, right? The one not in the cast still held on to a tiny bit of, leg muscle, but the other one just completely went. So I had muscle imbalance where my right leg was looking a tiny bit bigger than my left one, even though I lost most muscle, I didn't have much muscle. And to add on to that, I had a disproportionate physique. So I was in an awful, awful situation, and I would say not I would say even it's only been like I would say it's only been around like 6 months to a year since my legs got back in balance. So it's taken a bloody long time, and for my legs to become proportionate with my physique, I would say I would say that hasn't happened till very recently. I would say that's happened. Um, I would say that's happened between 6 months and a year ago as well. My legs have just become proportionate in my physique. So it is so important that you realize and that you start training legs as soon as possible because you want to avoid having an imbalanced physique. Okay, so now onto the second reason why you are a donkey and you should stop skipping legs. And this is because... Okay, so on to the second reason why skipping legs is really bad. I'm filming it like this because I didn't really explain it clearly earlier, but, I don't really know how. So if you skip legs and if you don't train your legs properly, then you're going to have weak joints. And this is really bad because if you have weak joints, obviously you're going to be at a higher risk to injury and you're going to be more prone to injury. And your joints in your lower body, especially in your knees and your hips, can't withstand physical activity. Even if it's in the gym or even if it's playing football with your friends, you're going to be at a higher risk to injury. So if you actually train legs, you're going to also obviously build muscle and get stronger in the lower body, but you're also going to strengthen your joints, which is really important because, as I said, if you play football with your mates every week, you're going to be at less of a risk to injury because your joints are going to be stronger, and it will also help your performance in the gym and, playing football with your friends because you're going to be more agile and you're going to be able to move easier because your joints are stronger, right? And not only for that, but if you train your legs and you get your joints strong, then that's going to be really, really good for you in the long term. When you get older, when you get to 30, 40, even 60, you want to be able to maintain strong joints for as long as you can, and you want to keep them as strong for as long as possible. And this is because you don't want to be immobile, right? If you have strong joints, you're going to be more mobile and you're going to be able to do more stuff when you're older. So it's also about the long term as well. It's not necessarily just about the short term and being able to train and all that stuff and being prone to injury in the short term. It's about long-term health as well. So if you skip legs, you're missing out on those long-term health benefits of being mobile for as long as possible when you're older. So now you guys know that, I'll let you get back to the video and I'm going to explain to you guys reason number 3. And this is probably one of the main ones because you're missing out on increased hormonal responses in your body. And this is because when you train legs, especially the compound movements, so, you've got your leg presses and you've got your hack squats and you've got your Smith machine squats and you've got your squats and even your deadlifts as well if you do deadlifts on your leg day. These are the main exercises, the compound movements on leg days for obviously your leg muscles that you'll see and that you'll undergo increased hormonal response and increased release of anabolic hormones, right? For example, your growth hormone and your testosterone. But not only on them as well, you've also got your accessories. If you go to failure on leg extension and all of that stuff, then you're obviously going to release your anabolic hormones. But it's just more so on the compound movements. But anyway, just moving on. Yeah. You increase release of your anabolic hormones when you train legs and on any leg exercise when you train hard. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And for example, those hormones that get released are such as human growth hormone and testosterone. These hormones play a vital role in rest, recovery, muscle repair, and most importantly, muscle growth, which is what we all want, right? And if you're skipping legs, you are missing out on this. So what are you doing? It's so important that you train legs for this reason, for undergoing that increased release of those anabolic hormones, that human growth hormone and that testosterone. Why do you think people take them as anabolic steroids on top of their natural production? So they can grow, so they can repair quicker, and so they can rest and recover quicker, so they can grow faster. So if you optimize and increase the amount of this released naturally as much as possible, then you're going to undergo them processes as efficiently as possible, and you're just going to maximize your gains as much as possible. So it's so important that you train legs for increasing your hormonal responses in your body. Now, on to reason number 4, and this is you miss out on your cardiovascular benefits. Legs brings in the cardiovascular endurance the most out of any muscle groups you train. And this is because you need really, really high volume a lot of the time to stimulate the legs properly and to properly burn the legs. And yeah, legs are the most painful and they're the hardest to stimulate. So you need to go lighter and you need to have a high rep range. I'll give you 2 examples. So for example, with my leg extensions, I go between, I would say I go between from anywhere between 15 and 20 reps. That is very, very high. And obviously I'm controlling the eccentric and pausing at the top, so the set is going to go on for a while, right? So endurance needs to come in, and this is where the cardiovascular endurance comes in during my sessions. And the other example I've got for you guys is Tom Platz doing 20 reps on 500-pound squats, right? That is a long set with ridiculously heavy weights, so he needs endurance. And if you skip on legs, you're going to miss out on this. So, for example, you're going to miss out on obviously increasing your cardiovascular health. You're going to miss out on increasing your stamina. You're going to miss out on increasing your endurance. And you're going to miss out on increasing your heart health, which is so important for the bulk, because you're eating more, therefore you're going to have increased body fat. Therefore, it is so important that you keep your heart health intact, right? And if you skip legs, you're missing out on all these benefits. So don't skip fucking legs, okay? Right, that's the 4th reason. If you skip legs, you're missing out on cardiovascular benefits, okay? Now, on to the final thing. Reason number 5 why you're a donkey and you should stop skipping legs. And I would say this is the main benefit, right? So you're missing out on increasing your mental toughness and your discipline. And this is so important because, as I said earlier, legs are by far the hardest thing to train. They're the most painful. They're the most mentally tough thing to train. They are so painful to train. And as I said, you need to do a lot of reps. You need to go into high rep ranges. You need to make sure your technique is perfect. You need to make sure you're giving your legs as much time under tension as possible. And trust me, when the leg muscle is burning, when you've got blood in your legs, it is so hard to do. And it really tests your physical and mental limits and pushes you beyond them. And you honestly enter a dark place, right? And I'm not, you may laugh at that, but I'm being serious. Like, I enter a bloody dark place to get myself to where I want to go in order to stimulate my muscle as much as I possibly can in order to grow. So legs just gives you that mental toughness and discipline. And it gives you this discipline because obviously if you can push yourself ridiculously hard week by week, and as I said, you need to go to a dark place to properly train your legs. It's not like training any other upper body muscle. You honestly have to go to a dark place, and I'm genuinely being serious, right? If you can do that week in, week out, then you are going to create some unstoppable and some impeccable discipline, right? That's going to transfer into other aspects of life. And this is what I say to people about when they skip legs. They're missing out on these benefits that transfer into different avenues and different aspects of their life, right? I've seen, and this has been evident with me, that the mental and the disciplinary benefits from training legs have transferred into different aspects of my life. For example, with this, right? With this bloody thing right here, with me filming YouTube and me working on what I'm working on right now, and me posting on Instagram and TikTok twice a day, and me, okay, so in my A levels, for example, back in the day, well, it was literally like last year. I don't know why I'm saying back in the day. By December, like 6 months before my proper exams, I was getting D's and C's in my exams, right? And then I did something about it through this discipline. I transferred that into my academic avenue and academic journey in my life, right? And I went from a C in business to an A in business, and I went from a D in Spanish to a B in Spanish. So it just shows that this discipline transfers into other aspects of your life, and you can genuinely improve your life if you take this and plot it into different avenues and different aspects in your life, which is what you will do, and you will genuinely see your life, the quality of your life increase so much. So if you skip legs, you are genuinely missing out on one of the biggest benefits from going to the gym. And obviously, you're going to gain discipline and mental toughness from training your upper body. But as I said, there's no pain like the lower body, my friend. And if you can drag yourself to do it every single week and push yourself past that physical and mental and pain barrier and go to failure and all of that stuff and literally drop on the floor tired, feeling sick, then you're just going to exponentially boost your mental toughness and discipline, which can set you up for anything, and it can make your mindset ready and be prepared for anything in the future. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. That is the end of the video, and they are the 5 reasons why you should not be skipping legs and why you're an absolute donut if you're skipping legs. So I hope this video has held you accountable, and if you're training legs today, or if you're training legs tomorrow, or whenever you're meant to next train legs, don't fucking skip them. And if you feel like skipping them, and if you're coping, and if you're procrastinating, come back to this video and it will just make you realise that you're an idiot, okay? So, if you have learnt something in this video, I would truly, truly appreciate it if you drop a like, a comment and a subscription down below for more exclusive content like this, and so I can help more skinny young men who have previously struggled in the gym to sculpt their physiques. So, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next video. Whoppa!